Welcome, my dear children, to Module 7 English Literature. I am here with the poem Summer's Sun by Robert Louis Stevenson. What does the poem Summer's Sun really mean? Summer Sun is a perfect example of the use of a literary technique called personification, in which a poet's words bring an inanimate object to life. In the poem, we can imagine the sun as a sort of a big cheerful man who is always barging in, means trying to enter anywhere forcefully. He seems to be a likable guy. Indeed, we thoroughly enjoy his sparkling personality. So let's begin with the first stanza. Great is the sun and wide he goes, through empty heaven without repose. And in the blue and glowing days, more thick than rain, he showers his rays. So children, what is the first stanza telling us? Please listen to the explanation very carefully. The poet wants to tell us that the sun is described as big and great over here. It is all alone in the sky and it is showering its light all around. Compared to the rain, the rays are thicker. And while traveling, it is always calm and composed. It does not make any kind of sound. Here comes the second stanza. Though closer, still the blinds we pull to keep the shady parlor cool. Yet he will find a chink or two to slip his golden fingers through. So now, what is the poet telling us? In the second stanza, the poet has presented the sun as a human being who has golden fingers and it can enter through anywhere. The poet says, though we try to keep our room cool and dark in summers, but the sun finds its own way to enter our room, even through a very narrow crack or opening. So that means the sun is naughty. He makes his way through into our rooms, into our cool and dark rooms. Moving on to the third stanza. The dusty attic, spider clad, he through the keyhole maketh glad, and through the edge of broken tiles into the laddered hayloft smiles. So children, in the third stanza, the poet says there is no place on the earth where it cannot reach. It can even spread its light into the attic, which means a store box room, partly inside the roof of a building, which is dusty and full of spiders, even through broken edges of tiles and bundles of hay, and make it bright. The next stanza. Meantime, his golden face around he bears to all the garden ground, and sheds a warm and glittering look among the ivy's inmost nook. So, now what the poet is telling us over here in this stanza is that the sun turns its golden face and spreads sparkling light and warmth all around the earth. It doesn't spare even a garden ground or ivies. Ivies means green climber and evergreen plant which never sheds its leaves. Okay, children? And now begins the last stanza. Above the hills, along the blue, round the bright air with footing true, to please the child to paint the rose, the gardener of the world he goes. So children, in the last stanza, the poet tells us that even while the sun is setting, it doesn't look tired. It spreads happiness and cheerfulness all around, painting the sky in beautiful vivid shade of red. So children, now I'll take you through the summary quickly. In this poem, the speaker describes different aspects of the sun's character. When the sun travels across the sky every day, it is calm and composed. In summer, however, it grows brighter and it starts to grow mischievous. It steadily enters through the blinds on the windows and warms up the room. Its rays reach every dark and cold corner and warm them up. The sun spreads happiness and cheerfulness even when it sets down. So children, with this we come to the end of this poem. I hope you all have understood it. Thank you so much and have a great day.